Hey, I'm Orla from GBO, your women's gear review channel, and today we are reviewing the Sleek Backpack from Mopak. In this review, we have sectioned it off into summary, features, fit check, comfortability, how it feels on the female body. We're going to do a wee airline test, have a wee water test, pros and cons, and then rounding up the video with some final thoughts. And of course, as always, if there is anything that we have missed, then just drop us a wee comment below and we'll be sure to get back to you. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. Mopak is a sustainable brand born in London and manufactured in Hong Kong with fair prices and functional products that work for everyday use and travel. This is priced at £97. It is made from recycled polyester from recycled plastic bottles. It is fairly lightweight, a weight of 0.89 kg and the capacity of 12 litres. And the dimensions are 29.5 by 13 by 42 in centimetres, and that is 11.6 by 5.1 by 16.5 in inches. So this is the brown. You can also get it in the henna, blue and black. I have to say the photo on their website kind of gives it like an orangey feel to it, but when you get it, it is definitely a wee brown colour. So in terms of the shape and style, this is definitely a bit of me. It is very cute, very urban and fun. It is quite nice to have this as an alternative from a roll top. Now I'm definitely a roll top kind of gal, so this is right up my alley, and it just has this nice overall shape. Now whenever it is put down like this, it doesn't stay up, it actually rolls backwards, but you do have sufficient padding on the back and also on the bottom and throughout the bag. So Mopak do offer 30-day returns, free shipping on orders over and international shipping. They do offer 1 year assurance, so if you're not happy within that year due to craftsmanship, then you can get in touch with them and they will sort you out. Okay, let's get cracking on with the features. So in terms of the branding, it is quite subtle here. They do have a nice little logo, which I want to say is a windmill. I don't know. Let me know below what this is. And your thoughts. The kind of hardware as well is really nice. They've got these kind of nice little custom pullers too, and throughout the bag it is quite minimal in its design, but super duper effective and functional. So first up, we do have this handle here. This is your only handle throughout the bag. I've opted to put my headphones here as I just find that a bit more convenient when it's not on my head. This is quite simple to the point. There is no cushion or padding to it, but it saves you from grabbing on the hand, on the straps as well. Then on both sides, you do have water bottle compartments, or of course you can add on an umbrella, tripod or anything like that. This fits in my 500ml, but with the kind of elastic strap, you could go slightly bigger if you wanted to. And what is nice, if you were to put maybe like your tripod or anything in there, is that even though there is no like external straps or anything, it is well suctioned in there. Like you don't really have to worry about anything falling out whenever you are bending over this bag. So moving on to your swing the bag around kind of front pocket here. When the backpack is fully packed, this is such a tight wee space. Now you could fit like your passport or cards, or if you even wanted to put your purse in there, just be aware that it would kind of bulk out in that. I've opted to put my keys in here, which is nice and handy to just grab from. There is kind of like a piece of fabric here that kind of keeps that pocket hidden, which is absolutely lovely. But there is no like key lash or anything. I really wish there was one in there, because with the tight space you kind of have to dig to get to your keys. So it'd be nice if there was like a little piece of string that you could kind of flim out and take your keys off as well. But that pocket is there, which is super convenient for grabbing what you need. Maybe slimmer items, just be aware bulking it out isn't really an option whenever the whole rest of the bag is fully packed. But when it's not packed, there is still a bit more space, so you'll know yourself what you can pack in there. But for now, if it is fully packed out, it's definitely going to be slimmer items. That is your only kind of pocket that you have here on the front. Simple to the point. The pullers are really nice and the zips are really easy. I like that they have this kind of fabric here, so it is quite hidden as well, just giving that little bit of anti-theft feature. Now moving on to the main star of the show, what you have is this opening, which is your fid lock system here, which I have to say is slightly not as reliable as I would want it to be, because when you have this top pocket that we'll get into in a minute fully packed out, it doesn't really close well, so you have to be aware of what you're packing in that top pocket, because that's going to fold down, and then the likelihood of this actually staying in place is quite slim. But that fid lock system is there, which is super duper handy. It's really, really well secured, so it does take a minute to kind of fiddle about with it to even open it up. You're pulling down on it and then it opens up like that. What is really nice about this bag is that it opens fully like a clamshell opening. So although they have placed, what I extremely appreciate is the bright interior in this bag, they have also allowed natural light to get in when you can fully open the whole backpack up like this. Just means if you are taking this bag with you traveling, then it is super easy to kind of pack up as well. Starting with this kind of top pocket that we have here, I wanted to place these two in this. So this is a camera and a tripod, which fits grand, but as mentioned, when you are kind of clamping that over, it's getting squished down. So I was like, oh, that camera doesn't feel very secure and safe in there. So I would opt to put maybe less valuable stuff in that top pocket, especially when it is flapping down. It is a really, really nice mesh style pocket and it has nice pillars. It is quite cushioned and well supported. So even if you did have this, even well padded up, it's just being aware that it is being squished down. That is just why I had to kind of take it out of that pocket, because I was just aware that it might break. But other than that, that is a good wee top grabbing handle pocket where you could probably place your keys in there if you didn't want to have that at the front, or even if you wanted to put your passport in there, so then when you flip the bag open and over, then you can grab what you need, or even like liquids and things like that. On this side then directly is like a kind of magnetic closed pocket, which is just super handy for anything that you again want from the top that you don't want to open the whole bag up, and you want to grab what you need. Then these two pockets are great for that kind of system that you need. And then over here is the same kind of style of mesh, which is absolutely stunning. I have to say, it is a bit rougher. There is no like silkiness to it, but it's still really super durable. It doesn't feel flimsy. It feels strong. In there, I have opted to place some snacks in that. And then in the main body of the bag, if you did want to open it up like a clamshell opening, you absolutely don't have to. You could literally just keep it closed and go from like the kind of top loading, but just being aware of what you have at the bottom and then what you have at the top. But I really do like this kind of style because it just gives you a better opening to the whole compartments of the bag. I've opted to place my jacket in there, which fits in nicely. Then, as you can kind of see, this is the opening of the bag. Inside on both sides are two more mesh pockets. Now, if you have these pockets filled out on the side, it bulks in, so you're limited to kind of using this pocket if you wanted to place another water bottle in there. I've opted to place my umbrella on the inside, as you can see, because if I was to put it on the outside, I wanted something as thick as that on the inside. It really is going to be a tight squeeze. There is plenty of elastic around it, so it does suction around the product. So again, for whatever reason, if you're afraid of anything falling out, it's really not going to happen with this bag. Then you just have a really nice space here. It is such easy, clean kind of material, especially on the inside, which what you want, because if you do happen to spill anything, then it is super easy to clean up to for a makeup bag. Then you have a compartment here. I've opted to put some notes in that for work. I've been using this to commute to the office, which has been nice. That little pocket there is super handy. You can place more electronics in there if you wanted to. I can kind of give you a measurement of that pocket. So that runs up to about 10 inches and then about 11 inches across. So a fairly wide kind of pocket. And then you have your laptop compartment, which is really, really nice. It has this kind of clipped close. This is absolutely stunning, I have to say, because then this allows you to kind of go a bit bigger if you wanted to, and you don't even have to put on the strap if you didn't want to as well. Or you could place it through this and have that kind of tucked down there. It really just depends, but you can play about with it. It would have been nice to maybe have another button down to the bottom if you wanted to kind of clip this in a bit tighter. It would have been nice to have that button down there so you could clip that in and secure it a bit more. This laptop compartment does fit up to a 15.6 inch MacBook Pro. I don't own a MacBook, so we are just going to measure that for you. Mine is a 12 inch. If you want to make full range of that pocket with the strap, you have got, yeah, about 14 inches. The whole pocket itself, you could do about 14.5 inches up, and then across you have a bit of a cutoff point, I would say about 10.5 inches across. So kind of working with that space is a bit easier. If you don't want to use the strap, then you don't have to, and then you could kind of use the whole space to it. There is sufficient padding here on the laptop compartment as well, a nice kind of false bottom, so your laptop isn't completely hitting the bottom there. There is a little bit of level to it, and also the same with this kind of pocket. This isn't elastic or anything, so just be careful of what you have in there. If you are bending the bag forward or anything, this isn't going to suction that in, whereas this will, because they have the strap here. As you can see, it packs up really nicely. It's quite easy to close. Those pullers are super duper handy, especially if you want to kind of max this out. And it's just great for like an everyday carry. Like, you just feel like it's quite easy to use. It's not overcomplicated, and it's got enough sufficient pockets. But as you can kind of see here, when you are kind of getting that fit locked down, if you do have anything in that pocket, then it's completely squished. But other than that, just keep an eye of what you do have in there. Okay, now moving on to the back system. Now the absolute back system here is giving me Bellroy kind of style, especially with the straps and the mesh kind of padding here as well. On the straps, you don't have any sternum straps. You do have a wee tiny loop hold if you did want to try and loop anything around there on each side. The straps are quite thin but well padded. It has a really nice padding here. I do like Bellroy's kind of padding as well, so that is something I've not found any issues with. Then the hardware as well is nice. It's really nicely customed. Then you have these loop holes, which I absolutely love, to help you pull down and adjust the straps. But it is quite simple and to the point. There is no like real faff with this. It is quite easy to just grab it and you. Okay, time for fit check, comfortability, and whether or not this has passed the female body test. So this is what it is like on me. For reference, I am 5'6". I have to say the straps are super duper comfortable. I don't find that they have like a big gap when they curve, especially because they are slightly thicker. They curve around the girls nicely, and the comfort is really, really nice. I'm not finding that it's digging into me or anything. I have to say this is definitely a 10 out of 10 for comfort, and also for the female body, we are getting a nice curvage here. Thank God there is no sternum strap, and you don't really need it because of the leaders and the lightweightness of this backpack. Okay, so time for an airline test. This is the replica of EasyJet measurements, and you kind of want to know is that if you can fit it in for a personal item. With that kind of roll top closed, it absolutely fits grand. There is no kind of squishing it in or anything. It's just perfect for a personal item and a wee trip away. As you can see for the water test, the water does run off this quite easily. It does take a little bit of a minute on those kind of seatbelt materials, but fairly water resistant. I wouldn't be getting caught in long periods of time in the rain with this bag though. Okay, time for some pros and cons. Okay, it is affordable, easy to use, it's lightweight, and it is the perfect leader for an everyday carry, and also like a weekend away. If you did want to pack this up and just take like a wee personal item, then you can do so, and it's quite easy then for TSA. If you are going through security, you can open up the bag, take out what you need, and then close it on up. I absolutely appreciate as well the bright interior. That is something that sometimes brands go amiss, and then you end up with like a dark hole in the bag, and then you're fighting to kind of see what you have in there. And it is nice that it opens up two ways. So some cons is that the stitching is poor, and also the kind of thoughtfulness and detail can feel a bit rushed with this bag. I don't know if it'll pick it up, but there is like a line down the middle of the front pocket that it has like a little bit of discoloring. So that's a bit unfortunate. I definitely, for the hardware, would prefer YKK zippers, but I feel like they work grand. It's just a bit of preference. Also, for travel purposes, maybe it would have been nice to have like a hidden pocket on the back. This backpack is for anyone looking for a reasonable, affordable backpack that is classy and has an urban feel to it. It is comfortable and has a lot to offer. However, I would wonder how the longevity of this backpack would last. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then why not consider joining the GBO community and hitting that subscribe button. If you happen to have a wee nosy on their website and you're thinking about purchasing this bag or any of their other bags, then we'd be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!